On our anniversary, my girlfriend threw my gift in the trash. I don't want handmade junk. Those words still echo in my head, sharp and cold, like ice water down the back of my neck. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I just watched. I watched her stand in our kitchen, look at 3 months of my labor, hundreds of hours of my blood, sweat, and skill, and toss it into the garbage like it was yesterday's coffee grounds. The wooden box hit the bottom with a dull thud. My name is Ryan. I'm 37 years old, and I'm a custom woodworker. Not your typical furniture guy. I create art pieces. Boxes, sculptures, intricate decorative works that demand time, precision, and a level of craftsmanship that most people don't even know exists anymore. 8 years ago, I walked away from a 6-figure corporate job. Best decision I ever made. It doesn't make me rich, but it pays the bills. It makes me happy. I've been with Olivia for 3 years. She's 34, works in commercial real estate, makes excellent money, better than me most months. She reminded me of that constantly. Little jabs here and there. Comments about how she's the breadwinner while I play with wood. But when things were good between us, they were really good. Lately, though. More bad than good. Our anniversary was yesterday. For the last 3 months, I've been working on her gift every spare moment I had between paying commissions. It was a jewelry box, but not just any jewelry box. This was a masterpiece. Walnut and maple inlay work so intricate it belonged in a museum. Hand-carved details that took weeks just to sketch out properly. Dovetail joints so tight you couldn't slide a piece of paper between them. I'd installed secret compartments with magnetic catches, the kind of piece that takes a master craftsman hundreds of hours to execute. That I made her favorite meal. Grilled salmon, roasted vegetables, a salad with her preferred vinaigrette. I lit candles. Set the table properly. The whole evening was supposed to feel special, meaningful. When she unwrapped it at dinner, I watched her face carefully. Waited for that moment. That smile. That spark of recognition that it never came. She just looked at it. Turned it over in her hands like she was inspecting a defective toaster from a discount store. Then she asked what it was. I told her it was a jewelry box for her collection. She had a lot of expensive jewelry, and I thought something handmade, something personal, would be special. She set it down on the table and said she thought I was getting her the bracelet she'd shown me last month. The one from Tiffany. $4,000. I told her I couldn't swing that right now. Business had been slower than usual. That's when she did it. She picked up the box again, examined it like it offended her personally, and said those words, "I don't want handmade junk." Then she stood up, walked into the kitchen, and threw it in the trash. That I sat there for a moment, just processing. My hands were shaking. Not from anger yet. From shock. 3 months of work. Hundreds of hours. Destroyed because it didn't have a designer label. I got up slowly, walked to the kitchen, and pulled the box out of the trash. Some coffee grounds stuck to one corner. I wiped them off carefully. In the bedroom, I could hear Olivia on the phone with her friend, laughing. Talking about her disappointing anniversary and the handmade junk her boyfriend tried to pass off as a real gift. That's when I made a decision that would change everything. I wrapped the box in bubble wrap carefully, like it was made of gold. Carried it out to my truck while Olivia was still on the phone. She waved at me absently when I told her I was heading out. Didn't even look up. I drove downtown to Riverside Gallery. I'd been working with the owner, Catherine, for about 2 years. We had a solid consignment arrangement, 50-50 split, fair terms. I'd sold a few smaller pieces through her, but she'd always been asking me to bring in more inventory. Pushed me to show her my best work. Catherine was closing up when I arrived at her glass storefront. She saw me at the door and let me in anyway, locking it behind me. She could tell something was different. I unwrapped the box and set it on her counter. She put on her reading glasses and picked it up. Didn't say anything for a long time. Just examined every detail. Every joint. Every piece of inlay work. She opened it. Found the secret compartments. Tested the magnetic catches. Her hands moved slowly, respectfully, like she was handling something sacred. Finally, she looked at me and asked where I'd been hiding this level of work. That I told her the truth. I'd been doing this all along. She just hadn't seen my best pieces. This one was supposed to be a gift. Didn't work out. She asked if it was for sale. I said it was now. She set it down carefully, took off her glasses, and looked me straight in the eye. She said her gut told her this was real gallery quality work. The inlay alone was museum level. She'd handled similar pieces before. Knew the market. She could probably move it for 8 to 10,000, maybe more to the right collector. I must have looked shocked because she explained it patiently. This level of craftsmanship was rare. Exceptionally rare. She had collectors who specialized in fine woodwork. She wanted to photograph it professionally, get it appraised, and display it in her front window. This belongs in front, she said. Where people can see what real artistry looks like. We went through the paperwork. Updated our consignment agreement for this specific piece. She'd handle insurance while it was in her gallery. I'd get 50% of whatever it sold for. When I drove home that night, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Not anger, not sadness. Clarity. Like someone had switched on a light in a dark room. Olivia was asleep when I got home. Or pretending to be. I didn't care which. Over the next 2 days, Catherine handled everything professionally. Got independent appraisers involved. Professional photography. Detailed documentation. The appraisal came back between 8 and 12,000. She decided to list it at 10,500. On Thursday, 3 days after I brought it in, Catherine called me at my workshop. The box was now displayed in her front window in perfect lighting. The price tag was clearly visible. She'd already had 2 serious inquiries from collectors that I thanked her and went back to work. Tried not to think about what was coming. But I should have known. Friday afternoon, my phone started vibrating like it was having a seizure. 8 missed calls from Olivia. 15 text messages. She'd seen the box in the gallery window. Her office was just 2 blocks from Riverside Gallery. She must have walked past during her lunch break. She wanted to know what the hell my trash art was doing there. Why was someone pricing it at over $10,000? She demanded I call her immediately. I sent her one text back: the handmade junk found a better home. Someone who actually appreciates craftsmanship. Then I muted her notifications and finished my workday. She was waiting in the driveway when I got home. Her car was running. Engine still warm. She got out before I even had my door open all the way. Her face was red. Furious. She started yelling before I could even process she was there. Demanded to know if that was really my box in the gallery window. Was someone actually going to pay $10,000 for it? I told her it might sell for that price. Catherine had interested buyers. It was properly appraised. That was the market value for that level of work. Olivia's expression shifted. The anger transformed into something else. Something calculating. Strategic. We need to talk, she said. Her voice changed. Softer now. I think maybe I overreacted about your gift. I watched her perform this transformation like I was watching an actress rehearse a scene. It actually is beautiful, she continued. I can see that now. I've been stressed about work. I took it out on you. I'm sorry. I asked her one simple question: are you sorry you threw it away, or sorry it's worth money? She backtracked immediately. Said that wasn't fair. She really did feel bad. And anyway, since we'd been together 3 years, didn't she deserve something from the sale? We could use it for a vacation. Or she could finally get that Tiffany bracelet she wanted. That's when I understood. This wasn't about love. It was about value. Monetary value. Status value. The money is mine, I told her. From my work. My skill. My time. I'm paying off my truck with it. Investing in better equipment. Saving the rest. Her face hardened. That's petty, she said. That's vindictive. You're punishing me for one mistake. One mistake. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. You threw away something I spent 3 months creating. You called it junk. Then you laughed about it to your friend on the phone. I didn't know it was valuable, she shot back. That's exactly the problem, I said. Value isn't about the price tag. I didn't make it to sell. I made it for you. Because I loved you. Because I wanted to give you something meaningful, something nobody else would ever have. You threw it away because it didn't have a store label on it. Because it didn't come from somewhere exclusive. That told me everything I needed to know about how you see my work. How you see me. She tried crying next. Real tears, or what looked like them. Said she'd messed up. She wanted to make it right. 3 years together meant something, didn't it? She loved me. I asked her when exactly she started loving me. Before or after she found out the trash was worth 10 grand, she didn't have an answer to that. She left. Peeled out of the driveway like she was auditioning for a getaway scene in an action movie. I went inside and made dinner for one. Ate alone. It was peaceful in a way nothing had been in months. The next few days were quiet. Olivia stayed at her friend's place. Sent texts about needing space. Fine by me. The silence felt like healing. Monday morning, Catherine called. The collector from Saturday had made an offer. $10,000 even. Cash deal. He was serious. Had the funds ready. He's legitimate, Catherine assured me. Well known in the woodworking art community. I recommend accepting. I told her to accept the offer. The paperwork was handled professionally. The sale closed on Wednesday. The wire transfer hit my account Thursday morning. $5,000. Half after Catherine's gallery split. I paid off the remaining $3,000 on my truck immediately. Put $2,000 into savings for the new lathe I'd been needing. That left me with enough to breathe. Thursday afternoon, Olivia showed up at my house unannounced. Let herself in with her key. I was in my workshop when I heard the front door open. She was standing in the kitchen when I came inside. Looking tired. Calculating again. I've been thinking, she said. Maybe we need to take a break. Really evaluate what we both want. I'm not sure we're compatible anymore. I kept my expression neutral. That's probably smart, I said. She seemed shocked I agreed so easily. You're not even going to fight for the relationship, she asked. What exactly would I be fighting for? I replied. You spent 3 months of my life in the trash. You laughed about it. Now you want me to perform some grand gesture of devotion. She got defensive. Said I'd never let it go. That I'd hold this one mistake over her head forever. It's not about holding grudges, I explained quietly. It's about seeing clearly for the first time. You value things you can display. Things with price tags and brand names. I value time. Effort. Meaning. We want fundamentally different things. You did me a favor by showing me that so clearly. She grabbed a few more of her belongings and left. Told me I'd regret this. That I was throwing away something good over my ego. That I went back to my workshop. Back to work. Back to the things that actually made sense. That's when everything changed. The collector who bought the box reached out through Catherine about 2 weeks later. His name was Richard. He was flying in from San Francisco and wanted to discuss something in person. That we met for coffee. Richard turned out to be genuinely knowledgeable about woodworking. Not just the casual collector type. He understood craftsmanship. He asked intelligent questions. We spent 3 hours talking about my process, my philosophy, my vision. Then he made an offer that he wanted to commission a custom piece. Similar style to the jewelry box. Budget of $12,000. 6-month timeline. Half up front, half on completion. That I'd never had a commission that substantial before. That I said yes before I could overthink it. The deposit hit my account within a week. Suddenly, I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck anymore. Suddenly, I had the financial breathing room to dream bigger. That I set up my workshop differently. Organized my tools. Invested in better materials. Started planning the commission with the kind of focus and intention that only comes when you believe in yourself completely. Catherine saw the shift immediately. She started pushing my work harder. Created a proper portfolio. Reached out to other galleries. Within a month, I had interest from 2 more galleries. One in Denver. One in Portland. Both wanted to carry my pieces on consignment. The momentum was building. I could feel it. But the best part wasn't the money or the gallery interest or the validation. The best part was knowing I'd made the right choice. I protected something precious: my integrity, my self-respect, my belief in the value of what I do. About 3 weeks after the breakup, Olivia's friend called me. Her name was Stephanie. She said Olivia was struggling. She'd realized she'd made a huge mistake. Could we meet for coffee? Olivia wanted to apologize properly. Monica has my number, I told her. If she wants to apologize, she can call me directly. Stephanie said Olivia was embarrassed. She'd acted badly and knew it. Just needed a chance to make things right. I asked Stephanie one question: would Olivia be calling me right now if the box had sold for $50 instead of $10,000? Stephanie went quiet for a long moment. Then she admitted the truth. Olivia had been talking constantly about the money. About how she didn't realize I was actually talented. How she could have had something valuable. About my new commission and the gallery interest. I thanked Stephanie for her honesty and ended the call. That confirmed everything I needed to know. For weeks after the breakup, Olivia showed up at my workshop unannounced. The closed sign on the door didn't stop her. She came inside anyway. I was working on Richard's commission. The expensive wood was laid out. The detailed plans were spread across my workbench. She saw the piece immediately. Her eyes widened. "Is this another commission?" she asked. 12,000, I told her, not looking up from my work. "How many of those are you getting?" she pressed. "That's not your business anymore. You need to leave." "I'm working." She changed tactics. Said she'd been doing a lot of thinking. She understood now what she'd lost. Not just the relationship. The chance to be with someone whose work was being recognized. She could support my career now. She finally understood the value of what I did. That I asked her the same question I'd asked her friend: did you understand the value before the price tag, or after? She couldn't answer that. Everything she said revolved around money, recognition, commissions, gallery representation. Nothing about me. Nothing about us. Just what my work was becoming. "We're done," I told her. Completely. Stop showing up at my workshop. She started crying. Real tears this time. Said she loved me. That people make mistakes. I couldn't just throw away 3 years. "You threw away 3 months of my work without a second thought," I reminded her. "Called it junk. Laughed about it with your friends. Now you want me to believe you love me? You love the idea of being with someone whose work sells for thousands. That's not the same thing." She tried to hug me. I stepped back. "I'll drop off the last of your stuff at Stephanie's place this weekend," I said. "We're done talking. You need to leave now." She finally left. I watched her car disappear down the street and felt nothing but relief. That was the moment I knew for certain. Some people add value to your life. Some people subtract it. The smart thing is knowing the difference. 6 weeks after the breakup, I finished Richard's commission. He flew back out to see it in person. He spent an hour examining every detail. Opened the compartments. Tested the mechanisms. Ran his fingers across the inlay work. The expression on his face told me everything. "This is exceptional," he said. "Absolutely exceptional." He paid the balance immediately. Then he asked if I'd be interested in doing 2 more pieces. Smaller scale. 8,000 each. His friends had seen the jewelry box and wanted similar work. I accepted before he finished the sentence. This was becoming real. Sustainable. I raised my rates and started being more selective about commissions. Focused on pieces that challenged me. That pushed my skills further. 2 months after the breakup, a local arts magazine reached out. They were doing a feature on emerging artisans in the area. Catherine had recommended me. They wanted to do an interview and photo shoot. I agreed without hesitation. The article came out a month later. Full-page spread. Photos of me in my workshop. Pictures of several pieces, including the jewelry box. Richard had given them permission to photograph it. The article told the whole story. From my journey out of corporate work to becoming an artisan. The growing gallery representation. The commissioned work. The waiting list I now had stretching months into the future. My phone exploded. For new galleries wanted to talk to me. 8 commission requests came in within 2 weeks. 2 bigger publications wanted interviews. My website traffic crashed from the volume of interest. I had to upgrade my hosting plan. Olivia sent me a link to the article. Just one word in the text, wow. I didn't respond. 3 months after the breakup, I ran into Olivia at a restaurant downtown. I was there with Catherine and a potential client. Business dinner. Olivia was with some guy I didn't recognize. Younger than me. Expensive suit. Probably another sales type like her. She saw me immediately. I gave her a polite nod and turned back to my conversation. But I watched her out of the corner of my eye. She kept glancing over. Her date was talking, but she was watching me. Eventually, she excused herself and headed toward the restrooms. When I walked down the hallway a few minutes later, she was waiting. "How are you doing?" she asked. "Good," I said. "Business is good." "I saw the article," she said. "I'm happy for you. Proud, even." "Thank you," I said, trying to move past her. She blocked my path slightly. "I've been seeing someone new," she said. "But it's not serious. I still think about you. About us. Do you think there's any chance we could talk? Really talk?" I told her I was happy she was moving on. I had too. "Are you seeing someone?" she asked. "That's not relevant," I said. "What's relevant is that I learned something important from our relationship. I learned not to ignore red flags. Not to stay with someone who doesn't respect my work or my time. You taught me that lesson clearly. I'm grateful." Her face fell. "Will you ever forgive me?" she asked quietly. "There's nothing to forgive," I said. "You showed me exactly who you are. I believed you. Now we've both moved on. I wish you well." I walked past her to the restroom. When I came back out, she was gone. Her date was sitting alone at their table, looking confused. I went back to my table and closed a $15,000 commission with my potential client. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just living better than you did before. For months after the breakup, I opened my own studio space. Small place. Combination workshop and gallery. Catherine helped me set it up. Gave me advice on layout, lighting, display. She'd become a genuine friend and mentor through all of this. More than just a business contact, the opening night was busy. I sold 3 pieces outright. Booked 5 new commissions. My parents came. My sister. Real friends who'd supported me through the career change years ago. People who saw value in what I was doing from the very beginning. Olivia showed up too. I saw her through the window about halfway through the evening. Standing outside in a nice dress. Looked like she'd put real effort into it. She stood there for about 10 minutes, just watching through the glass. Never came in. Eventually, she left. That was 5 months ago. Haven't heard from her since. My business is thriving now. The commissioned work keeps coming. Richard became a regular client, and his network of collector friends has kept me booked solid for the next 8 months. I've raised my prices twice already. Still can't keep up with demand. About 6 weeks ago, I met someone new. Her name is Rachel. She's a librarian at the downtown branch. Knows nothing about woodworking, but asks genuine questions because she actually wants to understand what I do and why I love it. She came to my studio 2 weeks ago. Spent an entire afternoon just watching me work. Didn't check her phone once. Just observed. Told me it was meditative. Peaceful. Said she liked seeing something beautiful get created from raw materials. When I gave her a small wooden bookmark I'd made specifically for her, she cried. Actually cried. "This is the most thoughtful gift I've ever received," she said. She carries it in her purse. Shows it to people. Not because it's worth money. Because someone made it specifically for her. With intention. With care. That's the difference right there. That's what I was looking for all along. The original jewelry box lives in Richard's private collection now. He sends me photos occasionally. Keeps it in his study. Uses it to store his late wife's jewelry. He told me it makes him think about permanence. About things built to last. About the real value of craftsmanship. Olivia reached out one final time about 6 months after everything ended. Long email. Apologized for everything. Said she'd grown as a person. She understood now what she'd lost. Not the money or the status. But me. The relationship. The future we could have had together. She admitted she'd been shallow and materialistic. Said she'd changed. Asked if I'd consider meeting for coffee. Just to talk. No expectations. I read it twice, then I deleted it. Some things can't be fixed. Some bridges burn completely. And sometimes that's okay. She threw away something valuable because she couldn't see past the surface. Because it didn't have a brand name or come from the right store. That told me everything about her values. About her character. Maybe she'd changed since then. Maybe she hadn't. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm building something here. Something real. A life. A career. A reputation built on skill and integrity and genuine craftsmanship. Every piece I make means something. Takes time. Takes care. Takes genuine skill that can't be rushed or faked or replaced with something from a store. The right person appreciates that. Values it. Treasures it. Understands that meaning isn't found in price tags and brand names. It's found in the hours spent. The attention to detail. The care taken. The genuine love poured into creation. Olivia wasn't that person. She proved it the moment the jewelry box hit the trash. And that $10,000 price tag? That was just confirmation of what I already knew. The real value was always there. She just couldn't see it. Couldn't appreciate it. Couldn't recognize it for what it was. I can, though. And so can the people who matter. Rachel sees it. Richard sees it. Catherine sees it. The collectors who commission my work see it. The galleries who represent me see it. My family sees it. That's enough. More than enough. That's everything.